during the lesson, you can just ask me and I try to answer any question that you have. Otherwise, let's get started from here. So for the BIM Collaborate inside the BIM Collaborate Pro, to collaborate with the cloud collaboration in Revit here, we have, if you have previously working with the Revit Cloud Worksharing, so this is moving forward from the Revit Cloud Worksharing to the BIM 360 design, and now we have the BIM Collaborate Pro, the upgraded BIM 360 design. So what you can do with this BIM Collaborate Pro, this is you can use for your designer, BIM designer team, because we can use the cloud Worksharing for the Revit, Revit 3D, and also Palm 3D. So you can sharing this your 3D BIM model anytime, anywhere using this BIM Collaborate Pro. The next one is that this BIM Collaborate Pro is this solution is for the reviewer. If let's say that they want to see those update, those progress of your modeling, so they can review from BIM Collaborate Pro. And aside from that, thank you, P. Thank you for joining us, Akila. Thank you, Lim. All right, so from here, aside from this BIM Collaborate Pro is for the designer, reviewer, this is also for the decision maker. Because the decision maker might be coordinator, might be subcontractor who want to do some clashes between your BIM model. So you can share the feedback, you can view the insights of your BIM project, you can view the insights on the progress for your designing within the BIM Collaborate Pro. What you can do with this BIM Collaborate Pro, firstly, definitely you can document manage your 3D model or 2D model, 2D drawings. So you can also create the issue here. You have the document management. And we can also do the Revit Cloud Worksharing with this BIM Collaborate Pro. And then we can also do the design collaboration, means that we can track any changes that has been made by other discipline BIM model, BIM team. And then we can also consume all those changes into our BIM model. And aside from that, we can also do for model coordination with this BIM Collaborate Pro, means that you can coordinate your maybe MEP model and then the structure and then detect any clash detection from there. Okay, so for today, I'm going to focus on the Revit Cloud Worksharing as well as the design collaboration workflow. Okay, thank you, Ken, for coming and joining us. Okay, so for the Revit Cloud Worksharing, if you have previously working with the Revit Cloud Worksharing, it is similar. You just have to upload your model to the cloud. And then if you have any linked model within your main model, you want to ensure that those paths to those linked models is migrate. You want to relink to the linked model there. And then for the non-Revit user, it means that if for the stakeholder to see the model, you have to use the publish and modify publish setting workflow. For the Revit user, means that someone that has the Revit software, you want to use the synchronized and co-authoring model. So let me get started from here for the Revit Cloud Worksharing. If you have any question, feel free to just. Okay. I hope you can see my screen. If you cannot see my screen, just let me know. Okay, so from here, I have the two models that I have open here, the architecture and also structure. The structure model. Okay, so if let's say for us at the start of this project, definitely we want to setting up our project first inside the cloud. Welcome, YS, welcome. Okay, so let me get started from here. In order for us to work with this project on the cloud, we have to firstly setting up our project on the cloud. So if this is your first time working with the BIM Collaborate Pro, if this is your first time setting up those projects, what you want to do is that under your manage Autodesk, or you have the access that has been given by the admin, the account admin. Okay, so you can just go and open from the platform. Otherwise, you want to go, if you are the admin, you want to go to manage here and then open your BIM Collaborate Pro from there, and that will bring you to the cloud platform. And then from those cloud platforms, in order for us to upload all our project model to the cloud, okay, we have to firstly create the project, and then after you have input the name from there, for instance, there. And then after I have input the account, the project type there. Okay, the start date. Okay, let's just go for today. After I've created my project on the cloud platform. Okay, after I have created that, I just want to go to the adding the members, and then ensure that when you add the members, for instance, here I'm going to add my teammate here, and then I ensure that when you add your members, is that you want to ensure under the product access, you give them to the design collaboration access and also model coordination, and also the docs will be included here. Welcome, Amy. So for the design collaboration and module coordination, this is the module that we need in order for us to access for BIM Collaborate Pro. So you firstly assign them to those modules. Okay, after we have setting up the member, and then under here, we go refresh again from here. Okay, for my own self, I have to turn on the doc, design collaboration and model coordination, so that will allow us to work with the BIM Collaborate Pro. And then if I go refresh again, I can find those items under here. So firstly, what you want to do after you have setting up those projects, you want to go to the document management here and setting up the project folder. For instance, here, if I'm in the architecture. Welcome, Amy. So just get started from here. Okay, you can setting up firstly the folder. After you have setting up all those folders, you want to open your file, your BIM model file that you want to upload to the cloud. For instance here, this is the I have uploaded into the cloud, but otherwise let me show you the example. Architecture template here. Okay, so you want to go to the collaborate here, and then under the collaborate, when you click on the collaborate, save the model and continue, you can just firstly save here. For instance, from them, I'm going to save that. And after you have done that, you can see the collaborate option. Either you want to work within your network or in the cloud. And then from here, we can choose in the cloud. Okay, so and then after you have clicked on the save on the cloud, that will be the account that you can choose. So we can choose, we go from here, choosing the one that I just choose this project that we have created just now. And then from there, we can just upload those under the folder and then click on the save there. Okay, so when we save this cloud model on the cloud, the others can also see. So who can see my cloud model? It depends on the permission that we have given under here, the permission here, the project file permission. So we can also add the other user, for instance. So everyone that has the view option can see those project files. Okay. So when you upload those models, it will be available to the other people that have the permission here to view those files. Okay, it will take a bit of time there, but otherwise, that is the first workflow on the upload your non-word shared and word shared model to the cloud after you have already setting up your project on the cloud. Okay, I see that we have someone just joining us. Welcome to TW. If you have any questions, just feel free to let me know. Okay, after you have already uploaded all those, your BIM model on the cloud, let me show you, for instance, what we have here. Okay, this is my architecture model. And then you want to ensure that you have a specific model for each one of the team. Means that for architecture team, BIM team, you created one for them. For civil team, you created one for them. For MEP structure, you want to create for each one of them. And then you want to save. Okay. You want to save all those model on the cloud according to this folder. So I have the question here. Cloud, is it inside AEC collection? If free. Okay. For the inside the AEC collection, what we have here, let me go to my AEC collection. So within this AEC collection, you have the option to the doc only. So for now, for today that we talk about the BIM Collaborate. For the doc here, you can access, let me go back to my, you have the access to docs only here. You don't have the access to the design collaboration or model coordination. You can have the doc within the AEC collection with the unlimited storage. So you can always work on that, and then you can always upload your model into this cloud platform with the doc inside AEC collection. Okay, for the BIM Collaborate Pro, this is the separate and upgraded module that you need for the design collaboration and also model coordination. Okay, so from here, when I have already uploaded my model here, the cloud model that I have here. Okay, welcome song. I see that someone just joining us. Is trying to join us, but I think the internet is not that good. I hope you can join us quickly from that. Okay, so you can see that now the cloud model has already been uploaded and it has already been saved, and then we can now work collaborate on this model. And anyone that have the access to view, edit, view, manage, and edit, if I go back to my from here. Okay, anyone that have, this is a permission level, anyone that have the access to the view, create, edit, and manage can, to the edit means that they can upload and edit. They can also publish if at least in order for them to publish their BIM model, they need to have the create permission. Otherwise, if they only have the view, they cannot upload those Revit model to those files. Okay, so from here, let me go back to my 3D model here. After we have uploaded our 3D model to the cloud, okay, what we want to do is that ensure that all the linked model that you have into your current model is migrated. Okay, it means that under my manage here, if I go to manage link, you can see that it will be not found because we have already moved from the local to the cloud. So you want to ensure that you relink that them, reload from. Okay, you can reload from and then select the architecture model or MEP model, link model that you have uploaded into the cloud. So from here, for instance, under this project. So this is my project on the cloud. So if I go to the project file, okay, under the model here, and the architecture here, so I can relink to the file. So you want to ensure you migrate all the links and relink back. So in order for us to see back into this cloud model. After we have already migrated all those linked files, okay, for the Revit user, the synchronized and co-authoring model is the workflow that you want to use. It means that when you're working with your Revit model, if I go back from here, there's some lagging here, but otherwise, let me go. Let's see. I'm not sure if you have using the Revit Cloud Worksharing before, but this BIM Collaborate Pro is the advanced from BIM Revit Cloud Worksharing and also BIM 360 design. So previously we have the Revit Cloud Worksharing, and then it evolved into the BIM 360 design, and now we have the BIM Collaborate Pro. It's taking a bit of time there. Okay, let me go now for the how you look at the published and modified the published setting first on the cloud. If I go back to my project from the cloud here, if I go and open my design collaboration, okay, if you have any question, just feel free to let me know. Okay, and then from there, if there is any problem, they will let know, and then you can just try to resolve from there. Okay, now we back to our, we have linked that. Okay, let me show first for the non-Revit user, is that you want to publish and modify the published setting. Then that we want to allow for the external stakeholder to view our model. So in order for us to do that, under the collaborate again, over here under the published setting, so you want to decide which one set that you want to allow them to see. Okay, if from here, if you want to create the new set, create the new set from here. Let's say I'm going to create the 3D view here, the 3D view set. Click on OK, and then from here I can find the 3D view in the model, and then I can import those 3D model under this set. Click on, and then I can tick on this 3D view in order for them to also view on the cloud. And then from here I can just go save and close, and then there will be any issue with if there is any setting with your print, you can resolve that later. And then from there, after I have done that, I want to ensure that when I go back to the managed cloud model, and I open back the one that I've created. I open back those projects and then click on the publish, the new setting that we have edited just now. So this will allow the external team that does not have any access to your from here. So you can just go and then click on the top here and then publish. Okay, so this will allow we publish the latest setting that we have created just now. Okay, so that's the first one for the non-Revit user. Publish and modify the published setting. On our cloud, this is what you will look like. All the set here that we have created just now. Okay, so this is architecture set. And then under each one of these set, there is how many 3D views, how many sheets that we have allowed for them to view. Okay, so that is for the published setting that can be on the cloud. For the Revit user, in order for Revit modeler to work on their Revit modeling, similar to how we use the Collaborate, is that you want to ensure that after you have, let's say I'm going to modify some of the instance here, if let's say I'm going to edit the thickness for this foundation. Okay, so I want to ensure that after I've made all those changes, is that I click back to the Collaborate and then synchronize with the center. So when we synchronize back to the central, the other party, for instance, if another person is accessing the same center model, they can view the changes when they click on the view the latest design. Okay, under the Collaborate here, you want to synchronize with the central and then synchronize now, and then the other party, let's say your flip, want to reload the latest and they can view these changes. Okay, so that is for the Revit user. And then also over here, under our home here, we can see the status, the latest published, when it has been published, the timing, and then welcome Nabila. And then you can also open them. Either you want to open those Revit folder, Revit BIM model with the all any word set, all specified the word set according to what you want to use. Okay, after you have done that, this is for the Revit Cloud Worksharing on the BIM Collaborate Pro. Now let's go to the next workflow. Is I'm going to talk about the design collaboration workflow. Okay, how we want to collaborate the design on this BIM Collaborate Pro. After you have uploaded your Revit model, okay, you want to firstly set up and manage your thing. So how to do that is that if I go back from here to my design collaboration, okay, I want to go to the setting here. Okay, so under the setting, we can click on the add theme and then specify the name for the theme or for your BIM theme. So for instance, if I have another one civil from here and I click on add, okay, and then after you add those themes, you want to specify also the folder this theme is responsible to. Okay, so from here, the folder will be this folder. So we can either specify them, okay, or they will automatically, if you don't specify, if let's say if I click here and I add another one, let me go from here for, let me just put line from here and select existing folder, and then you can select from your project model, project folder. If you haven't specified the folder, they will automatically create the new folder over here. And then we can just go to our Autodesk document here under the civil and then upload, save again the civil model into this folder. The consume over here means that if there is any linked model that we are going to use under the design collaboration, it will be saved under here. Okay, let me show from here. So we have here, I have my architecture team, civil, MEP, and structure. And the member here, we can assign them for MEP. Let me go from here. I can add the role. According to the role, I can also add according to the name of the people. So if I click on the add engineer and give them the permission level there, and click on the add. Okay, so I can add according to the address, email address, according to the role, according to the name, and if they are already added over here. Okay, so from there, so this is my MEP team. In by default, anyone that you have specified as a project admin will also have all the access to all these teams. Okay, if you don't want them to have all the access to all these teams, you need to assign them as a project member, not as a project admin. Okay. What I mean is that when I go to member here, you can see that this is project member. So project member, you can assign which one team they need to be. But project admin, they will have access to all those teams just now. Okay. So from here, if I go back to home for my design collaboration, if you have already uploaded your BIM model on your those folder, you can automatically find them on this view. The model here, the publish that we have published, the thing that we have setting up just now, and then we can also see the other theme folder. And aside from that, let me go back to this workflow. Now we are going to look at the timeline and packages. So just now for the timeline and packages, what we can do is that we can create the packages. Packages means that a container or a set of the BIM model, the view, the document that you want to send to the other party, to the other team. So you want to create those packages and then send to them. And then consume, we can also consume those packages. Means that if you consume those packages, if your BIM model, if let's say, my architecture model is linked to the structure, when I consume, those changes will also reflect on my linked model. So I don't have to go to my Revit model, and I don't have to go to manage here. Managing, usually what we have to do is that we have to go and reload. But when you click on the consume just now, it will bring and then reload automatically for you. And then you can see reflect those changes. Okay, so from here, we go for the timeline and packages. You can see this is the changes that have been created for the architecture team. And let's see from there. And then when you click for each one of them, you can view what kind of set that they have inside that. Okay, let's see from here. I'm going to go back. Okay, you can, when you click direct to this node, you can view if, what status, what kind of the file that they have. For instance, here, when I click on this architecture, it shows that consume on 2 days. So means that someone else has already used our architecture file. Maybe structure is using our structure file, architecture file to their, they bring to those architecture file to the structure. Okay, they have already reload their linked model to the structure. So that is, for instance, and then if here the consume, and then this is the publish. So if they publish again, just now we mentioned about the publish, so you can also view the changes for the publish. And then let's say that now for my architecture team here, if I want to create the new packages to send to the other team member here, I can just click on the create a new package here. And then when I fetching to the create new package, I can rename them. Okay, maybe the architecture 40% that has been the progress. And then from there, we can create the set. Means that we can select which one, the set that we have created inside our view that we want to allow those team can see. Okay, what kind of the file that I want to give to them. So you can select from there. Otherwise, I'm going to click from here, the model, or you can also select the model if you want to give them the whole access. You just click on the model there, and then I can just go for the 3D view here. And then if let's say that for the architecture model, there is a changes to the material, and then you want to provide them with the material stack in the document. So you can just go and add that document here and then select from your drawing there. Okay. So it's easier for them to view those changes. And I click on the save that. All right. So after we have create those packages, we can just go to the share here. And then when you share this folder, this will be any linked model will be uploaded, but the content will not be viewed until the processing completes. Okay, I show after this how we can see the progress for the processing complete. But otherwise, we're going to publish here, share with the other team. So you can share from here so that the other team can also view the changes there. And then from there, under my project status, I can see if the one packages that I've just now published, is that successfully or is that in progress? So now it's already been successfully published there. And then you can also see much more detail from here. So this is much more for the timing there and start time. Okay. All right. Let me now go to my structure team. I'm going to open my structure team here. Okay, so now this is my another account as a structure. So under my structure account, because I'm only the project member, this is the only thing that I have the access to the structure folder. Okay, you can see here the structure folder because I am not the project admin. So this is the only permission that I was given. And also under the chat here. So this is shared file is from the design collaboration. Okay, so from the design collaboration, it allows you to view the other BIM model that is not being allowed you to see under the project file. So you can view the other team member of folder from here. Okay, so this is my asset structure here. If I go to the design collaborator, welcome Sophia. Okay, so we are now at the design collaboration workflow for the timeline and also packages. How we can create the packages. Just now I'll show you how we can create the packages if we make any changes to our Revit model. And then from there, okay, this is my team model, main structure. And then under chat here, I can view the other team member that is being allowed for me. So for instance, if I just log for the architecture, then I can just see the architecture. And then from there, you can see how many, under the architecture, what kind of model that they allow us to see. Okay, and then let's say we want to see their model. When I click on their model, okay, so this is what the set that they have allowed us to see under this set. If there is any set that is allowed there, you go back to home page there. Okay, so from this, you can see this is the architecture model that I have linked to the structure. Welcome, Sean. Welcome, Wong. Okay, I can also assign them according to this color. So if there is under here, like zoom. So here, when I click on the assign the color, you can see which one color that they belong to. Structure belongs to this color. Okay, there is a loading tab there. Okay, for the just now, under workflow for the timeline and packages, we can create, consume, we can also reuse them, and we can share the packages. Now let me show you for the track changes. If let's say you want to track specific element within other team and also within your team members, if they make any changes, under the changes here, okay, we can create the new, the watch group. For instance, if let's say from my team own member, from this model, I want to track the changes for the wall or for the window maybe. So I can click on the watch model here. And then from here, all right, there is somewhere that let me choose some of the team members here. Then, all right, there is one here. I think there is some network error here. But otherwise, let me open my another structure here. Let me click the changes from here. Okay, I can click on the new wash group, and when I click those model, okay. For instance, your structure might want to wash any changes if they make the foundation to the beam. You can select from this wash group. You can click from this track changes wash group. Okay, under here, okay, so you can so like instance from here, I'm going to wash any changes made to the structure column, and that is, and then I can just click on the net there, and then I can click on this for the structure column wash group. So if there is any changes, you can easily just go to these changes. So it will reflect on this wash group changes. Okay, and that will be under our wash group. So you can see also if there is any big changes, it will visualize on this folder. Okay. All right. So this, for instance here, this is where I have my structure model successfully published. For the architecture here, where I consume those models in order for them to also be viewed under the structure. The reason why we cannot see just now is that it's still publishing, in the progress of the publishing. Once it's already published, 100%, then you can view them. Okay, just now when I go, if I go back to my structure from here, okay, under my, okay, under my model here, there's supposedly there's another one for this architecture, but you cannot view now because the publishing is not yet complete. But once the publishing is complete, then you can view all those models. So that is for the design collaboration. Let me just briefly recap. Is that for the design collaboration, you want to setting up your team member, and then after you setting up the team member, you want to use the timeline and also create the packages in order for them to view any changes. And also, if let's say under your Revit model, if you click on the synchronize now, when you click on the synchronize with the central, okay, and then when you go back to your project home, where you can see if those central has already been uploaded into the cloud, that also can be reflected on the cloud timeline. Okay, let me go from here. Under the cloud timeline from here, you can see them are being created, the new one obviously. So you can see also the time when they are created, and we can also adjust these according to their timelines that we want, either by 2 hours or 1 minute there. We go back here, okay, and then we can track if the latest published is already been published or not. If there is not been published, we can publish the latest one, but this one is already been published. Okay, so that's all for the design collaboration. Definitely, there's a lot more to discuss when we talk about the collaborate. But I tried to, okay, if there is any update that you can update there. Okay, but that is all that I can fit in within our timeline. If you have any questions, just feel free to drop into this chat below. And if you just want to know more on this BIM Collaborate, just let me know, and then we can have a discussion one-to-one. All right. Do you guys have any questions so far? So remember again, you can access your BIM Collaborate Pro from your thank you, CCW, from your managed account Autodesk. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We'll let you go for today. All right. Thank you.